Mike Moore Media, the first place to hear Rockingham County news and information.
On this Team Reidsville program, Police Chief Robert Hassell. Chief, welcome back.
Well, thank you, sir. It's always a pleasure to be here with you.
Same here. 2 words to start, Chief. Mask up. Wow, you're really going around getting a lot of masks out in the community. How's that going?
It's going very well. Reidsville was very fortunate with the Reidsville Area Foundation and the grant they gave us. So we have hundreds of masks that we are giving out. And in the very near future, we're going to have a couple locations in the city that we're going to be giving away some free Team Reidsville masks. We've been at multiple locations thus far, but the next one's coming up will be on October the 14th from 2:30 to 4 at Meadow Green Apartments on Gunn Street. And then also the same day, Wednesday, October the 14th from 4:30 to 6 p.m., we'll be at Sherwood Glen Apartments off of Sherwood Drive. So we're doing our absolute best to make sure that we make these masks available to all of our citizens for their protection. So as you said just a moment ago, mask up Reidsville.
That's right. Now, I know you had one yesterday, and the one coming up on the 14th, you normally don't have 2 different locations the same day, do you? Is this different?
What we're trying to do is we're just trying to get more locations out as much as we possibly can. And these 2 locations are not that far apart, so we would just thought it was just convenient if we would just have them both the same day. We are looking at other locations that we may have at the same time, same day.
Okay.
We have just 6 or 7 more locations that will be announced very soon.
All right, very good. Well, I appreciate you doing that in the community. That's just absolutely great. And it's not just the masks. So when the kids come, they've got some giveaways too, like some fun things.
Yes, sir. Miss Judy Yarborough over at the Penthouse, our city marker, she has been doing an excellent job. One, working with the Reidsville Area Foundation and getting us these funds, but getting the masks together, helping my department and my staff organize all of these events throughout the city, giving these masks away and the little goodies they give. But also, the police department will have things like the popcorn and cotton candy and ice pops. That'll be available also off to the side for kids to pick up if they would like to enjoy some of those things as well.
Okay, that's great. All righty, speaking of the kids, I'm looking at the calendar, Chief. Halloween is coming up. It's going to be different this time around. Everything since March is different, isn't it? But you're doing a drive-through trick-or-treat. Tell us about that.
Yes, sir. We'll be up at Jaycee Park. We'll have a drive-through trick-or-treat. Multiple city departments will be participating, and we're putting a lot of safety precautions in place to make sure we can deliver some candy to the children who may come through in a safe way. So I'm excited about it. There are going to be at least 3 or 4 different stations where we're going to have chutes where the candy will slide down into the child's bucket or in their hands, however they wish to receive it, but in a safe way. So we just wanted to do something for our kids, for our community, to make sure they have a safe and fun Halloween.
You know what's so neat about what you do in your department and others around the city of Reidsville is you're always thinking about residents and the citizens and just that community policing program you have going just reaches out to the community in so many ways, Chief. I commend you for that, sir.
Well, thank you. It's all about building relationships. So it's important that our local police department and all the officers here at the Reidsville Police Department do what we can to constantly engage the community. So that's why we're always willing to partner with organizations throughout the city, whether it's in our faith-based community with our churches or different youth groups or our senior organizations, whoever that group may be, partner so that we'll have those opportunities to share valuable information. But for us in the department, it's all about building those relationships, which is key and important.
Mm-hmm. All goes back to Team Reidsville, and you're certainly reaching all ages with what you do. That's great. Well, you are very accessible, and you have a special event coming up October 20th. What's that, Chief?
Yes, sir. We're calling this, right now, calling it Chat with the Chief. Of course, me, being the Chief of Reidsville, we want to make sure with the climate now that you see on the news across our country, with the climate, with all the questions that many times citizens may have about their police department, we typically don't see that here in Reidsville, but it still raises questions. So on October the 20th at 7 p.m., we'll be getting information out to everyone very soon on our social media accounts. We're going to be having a virtual chat with the chief. And that'll be an opportunity for all of our citizens here in Reidsville to ask me questions. You know, over the last several weeks, I've been on multiple different virtual panels, and I've been asked a number of questions on, Chief, what are your thoughts about defunding the police? Chief, how do we deal with those who may have a mental illness? You know, Chief, what type of training are we providing our officers in Reidsville to help them better serve the community? You know, I've had a variety of questions that citizens just had on their mind they wanted to ask me, and I've answered those. Well, this will be another opportunity for citizens. If they have questions, if they have ideas, they have concerns, they will get that opportunity to ask me directly during that virtual event. Because, you know, for me, it's all about being accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Always, and because as chief, I need to be accessible to all the citizens and all visitors who come, who live in Reidsville, who shop in Reidsville, who visit in Reidsville, because that's how we build those relationships. And so this is just another way for me to make myself accessible to the community through this virtual event.
Oh, this is a great idea. Chat with the Chief and our community. That is October 20th, 7 p.m., town hall style virtual event. So you say we'll get more information as we get a little bit closer.
Yes, sir, because, you know, it's going to be virtual, so, of course, we'll be using our Zoom account that we have set up with the department. So I'll be pushing out our media specialists. We'll be pushing it out on Facebook and Twitter. We'll try to get out as much as possible, so that way people will know what link in the passcode to be able to access the Zoom room. Well, I'll be there. We're hoping to have some other panelists there, so it should be a very informative event. And no questions will be shied away from. You know, as your police chief for the city of Reidsville, I've always made myself available. I've always believed in building those relationships off of trust and holding myself accountable and my officers accountable. So I really look forward to every citizen who have time to please come join us on October the 20th at 7 p.m.
Okay. You may be on the hot seat there, Chief, but you can handle it.
I surely can, sir.
Okay, I know you can. Well, we've done a number of programs actually in this year about the 2020 census. Been an extension on that, so it did not wrap up at the end of last month as originally planned. So we've got to the end of October. Maybe your input on that as we've got to get those census figures up, haven't we?
We definitely do, Mike. Many citizens in our city have already completed the census, but there's still a good number of citizens who have not. And the city of Reidsville is doing all we can to make sure we spread the word for every citizen who have not done so to please complete the 2020 census. You know, we have, during many of our mask giveaways, we have had tablets and laptops available for citizens who may not have completed the census to do so. So if you see a Mask Up giveaway coming up nearby in your community, please come by. We will be there to also make sure that we will assist you in getting to the right website to complete the 2020 census. because I cannot stress how important it is to do it. Because, there's billions of dollars that are spread out and distributed to many states, to all states across our country and communities just like Reidsville. And we want to make sure that every citizen is accounted for here, because we want to get our fair share of any federal dollars that come our way that help benefit our schools, like our school lunch program, help benefit the upgrade and build highways and maintain those highways. It supports our local fire departments and other families that may be in need, a host of community programs that those dollars are used for. So we need to make sure every citizen is counted. Mike, I've always asked sometimes, and I'm sure our economic director has asked us many times about, hey, when are we going to get this restaurant, or why can't we get this business in Reidsville? Many times businesses, when they look to relocate and establish a new business, they look at the data, they look at the population.
Yeah.
So it's important for all of our citizens to do the census, because it will help us attract more great businesses to add to the great businesses we already have in Reidsville. So please, Reidsville, do your part, complete the 2020 census. And just to make sure I remind everybody, you can easily go to online to complete the census at 2020census.gov, or you can call 844-330-2020, and you can complete it online, or you can come to our care, but you must make an appointment, and you can call 336-349-1088. That's 336-349-1088, and make an appointment to come to the senior center, our care, and we will make sure that you're able to get inside the facility, and we have a kiosk set up where you can take the census there.
No excuses. And like you said, at any of the mask up events, too, around the city, too. So no excuses, folks. You've got to get this done. It's very, very important, as you've just pointed out. Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we've got about a minute and a half. Anything to wrap up?
Yes, sir. I want to just also remind citizens, please mask up. Wear your mask. Remember the 3 W's. Wear a mask, especially one of our Team Reidsville masks. If you don't have one, you can come down to our local fire department, the local police department here, and we'll give you one. Wait 6 feet apart when you're waiting in line at your favorite shopping location or in line to get your food at a restaurant. Wait 6 feet apart. And then, of course, wash. Wash your hands frequently. Wash them in warm water with soap for at least 20 seconds or more. And if you can't wash your hands, please use the hand sanitizer to keep your hands clean and free from any virus that may be there. So the 3 W's, wear, wait, and wash. And if you need a Team Reidsville mask while supplies last, come to any one of our mask giveaways. We'll be more than happy to give you one. And even if you don't live in one of those communities, like the ones coming up at Meadow Green Apartments on the 14th of October or Sherwood Glen Apartments, you're still welcome to come by to any of the mask giveaways and get a Team Reidsville mask.
Chief, lots of great information on this podcast as usual. I know you're extremely busy. Thank you for taking time to visit with us. And again, remind everyone about the upcoming Chat with the Chief on October 20th, 7 p.m. And we'll get more information about that as it gets a little bit closer. Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir. It's always my pleasure to speak of Reidsville. Remember, everyone, it's Team Reidsville, and we need every citizen to help make Team Reidsville stronger.
That's exactly right. Okay, have a good week. You and your department. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, too. That's the police chief for the city of Reidsville, Robert Hassell. Get more information on some of the things we're talking about. Lots of good tools and resources at this website, riseupreadsville.com.